Namaste. Myself, Sharu Anjirbag from the Yoga Institute. So, talking to fellow humans is our basic need. It nourishes the soul, it reduces mental stress. Now, though it is true that in this world of social media, where there is prevalence of virtual communication, people are expressing themselves online all the time, behind their own personal screens. But it is also true that in the same world of modern technology, the need for having more and more face-to-face, meaningful conversations is also growing. Now, talking to others is the most natural thing that we do, but we can become better at talking to them if we keep in mind a few things. So, to begin with, first thing is that a good conversation is a balance between talking and listening, where both parties are equally involved. You see, interestingly, the word "con" in the word conversation means together. So, a good conversation is certainly not a monologue where only one party dominates. We can have meaningful conversations with each other if we keep these things in mind, that conversation is a great way to share our ideas, but more importantly, it is a good and meaningful way to get others' ideas as well. Secondly, be genuinely interested in the other person when you're talking to them. Of course, you can make eye contact with them, you can nod at what they are saying, you can even intersperse their sentences with your own, "Yes, I understand, I know what you are saying, I agree with it," all that. But the fact is that if you are really genuinely interested in somebody, all these things will happen naturally. Therefore, it is more important to cultivate a genuine interest in the other person. Approach the conversation with enthusiasm, curiosity, and interest to see what the other person has to tell you. Number 3, sometimes conversations just don't take off, isn't it? So therefore, ask open-ended questions. What do I mean by open-ended questions? Well, instead of asking somebody something like, "Are you going home for Christmas this year?" which may elicit a yes or a no response at the most, might be better to ask them, "What are your plans for Christmas this year?" Now, this will motivate them to actually think about their plans. They may also be encouraged to share their own plans with you. And who knows, they might just as well be too happy to do it. So asking open-ended questions is a sure way of making sure that the conversation doesn't die a premature death. It helps to sustain the conversation. Next, when you do get a good conversation up and running with someone, make sure that you resist the attempt to not outshine them. What I mean by that? Let's say somebody is telling you, "I went for a Himalayan trek last month, Now at that point, if you pitch in and say, "Oh yes, I've been going for these Himalayan treks for the last many years and I must say enjoy them." And then you go on to tell them about the local monastery that you stayed in, the natives that you interacted with, and you know where it goes. Instead of that, when they share with you that they went for a Himalayan trek last month, you can say, "Oh great, tell me more about it. What was your experience like?" And then wait for them to finish the story. So these are a few things that when we keep in mind, we can have great conversations with others. So remember that making great conversations is again a skill. And like any skill, it can be practiced and developed. And in conclusion, there is only one thing if we all remember, and that is, when you are able to make good connections with people, you will be able to have great conversations with them. Namaste.